Thank you, Chair. Earning this salary is it's not easy, but thank you. And thank you for your observation. You know, I've really been having it rough. As the speaker stated earlier, I was out of the office. You ought also to have even sympathized with me. Now that I've just come back, and I've never even tested this salary of the clerk. I'm earning salary of director. But thank you. As I stated earlier, Chair, you know, I've just done my arithmetics. The 358.2 million minus the 252.5 is giving us a variance of 105.7 million. And as I had just stated earlier, Chair, is that what happened, I can confirm there was no employment. These were normal increments, yearly increments to staff.
What percentage increment would that be?
And the lab trust, these we had also, in this salary, we have been paying a pension for honorable members, which had not been captured in the previous years.
My brother.
Yes.
There's a guidance that you've been given by your speaker. That is where the math is. I don't know why you're going to other things. Maybe the speaker should start earning your salary as well.
Thank you. That issue of consolidation, Chair.
Yeah, just let the numbers talk.
Thank you.
But it also speaks to something bigger around, you've got a template. And auditor, I think you have a responsibility to advise. There is no way you're going to consolidate in 1 year and disaggregate in another year. What kind of, what principle is that in accounting? Patrick, is that an explanation that makes sense from a professional perspective?
A chairman does not make sense because for comparative purposes, there ought to be consistency between 1 year to the other. For you now to be able to compare transactions at a close of account for any entity. Thank you.
So, Speaker, how do you want us to support you in your views that you have ghost workers when you also have ghost figures in the financial statements?
I've indicated they're not ghost figures, and I think the auditors have not claimed there's any money lost. The issue is just consolidation.
Remember, Speaker,
yeah.
It is not just the auditor to say that money was lost. The Assembly, Senate and Parliament also has an oversight role, and that oversight responsibility can be original. We don't have to wait for the auditor to tell us that money was lost.
Thank you, sir. I want to take you back to page 2 of the same document. When you look at it, basically the statement of receipt, you'll see it's basically a summation of those two figures. The variance between those two is about 19 million, and I think that is a general salary increment. Table for payments, compensation to employees.
Mr. Speaker, let me summarize this by saying this. I would have probably explained this within a minute, but you have seen it has taken you and your team of experts almost 20 minutes. You have a serious problem of capacity that does not reflect the general population of Busia. Leave alone the assembly of Busia as a county, the county of Professor Julia Ojiambo, the county of Amos Wako, the county of Okia Omtata, that the apex legislative body in Busia can demonstrate such sloppiness. I think you need to do something. Otherwise, you will go the route of other speakers, because you cannot achieve, you can be the best speaker in the world, but if you don't have a team, you are going to be sabotaged and you will not be able to achieve anything.
Noted, sir.
So I hope that the Assembly Service Board, because that role, the speaker is just the chair of the board. The board, your duty is to support the speaker in making these decisions. It's not just about earning allowances and per diems. So we have been a bit harsh on this, but we must demonstrate to you where the problem lies. And if you're going to have a problem with the 11 drivers, then you must also have a problem with your experts at the apex who are not doing the right things and rendering proper advice. But you must also comply with the law on the County Assembly Services Act. There is no shortcut to that. If you don't like your deputy clerk, then do whatever administrative action is necessary to remove him. When we didn't like the deputy president, we impeached him.
Noted, well guided.
And see what problems now you're in.
No, there is no problems. I think Wambua, there is no problems. I think you are misleading.
Dynamics here.
But we have a professor now. Yes.
Yeah, fine, fine.
Fine. So, Chair Park.
Thank you, Chair, for those intensive observations. I want to submit, Chair, that as a committee, a report of financial year ending 2021, which we discussed at the Senate, there were recommendations that the Senate committee did pronounce herself on. And it's touching on the challenge that we just discussed, Chair. One among them was the issue of unaccounted for money, that I remember the time you gave a direction that because the committee was not able to give and understand the figures, we recommended for forensic audit, and you did recommend to the Office of the Auditor General to take up the matter. You also did give a ruling that the EACC picks the matter because these are some of the cumulative arrears that we were not able to understand. So I think joining from where we are, because we say we're in a learning process, that we need to fast track to what extent how those direction that you gave been implemented. Then equally, Chair, I want to say as an assembly, we've not interfered with the administrative section of the county assembly. Maybe confirming that we are conversant with the law and our role as the members of county assembly, possibly something that's different from other county assemblies. Going forward, Chair, I still believe, even this issue of acting, it arose out of a public accounts committee that we say there are issues that the accounting officers are responsible to, we then need to answer. And I think going from that position, we'll not be having these acting positions. Because as you said, when the person is substantive in the office, he takes that responsibility without fear or favor, because the law is protected. And finally, Chair, the clerks to the county assemblies are on P&P. The county secretary, who is an equivalent of the clerk of the county assembly, are on contractual terms. Maybe I invite you, my seniors, to look at it and see that a person cannot take the position of P&P to sabotage or fail to do work because it's a provision in law that's guiding or protecting them. So it's something that I think we need to see, because the County Government Act or the county assemblies is not giving a provision that these guys are on contract or whatever. So that's an observation we realize that is impeding on us.
Would you be happy if the clerk did not have security of tenure?
We will not be happy, but we are saying that like the scenario we are now, for over 3 years, we've been having officers in acting position. And the gaps that you realized, that you mentioned, and from your direction, when you were the Senate Chair, with due respect, you did say, when you appear next, we do not want these positions of acting. But the law is saying you cannot fill this substantive position because an officer who is there has gone to court. Two, Chair.
Doctor, you are mixing up issues. And I know the other day we said today, we'll probably have more of a conversation, yes. Which is fine. And that's why I've given you time, because it's also capacity building. Let us not depart from what the County Assembly Services Act says with respect to the position of the clerk. Yes. There is no reason why this gentleman is an acting clerk when you have a deputy clerk. Yes. That is what the law says. So there it is the Assembly and the board that has decided to take its own interpretation, which is contrary to the law.
The doctor is raising an issue that I think is fundamental to be highlighted. Just the way we have stipulated time periods for conclusion of cases in